From San Francisco to Chicago to Atlanta, protesters took to the streets calling for justice for two black men killed by police, one in Louisiana, the other in Michigan. At a protest in Minnesota, some lobbed firecrackers at police. 21 officers were injured. Meanwhile, at a memorial service in Dallas, where 5 officers were ambushed and slain, the president addressed a nation shaken by racial tensions and killings.
I'm here to insist that we are not as divided as we seem.
A movement in the African American community, Black Lives Matter, is a result of high-profile killings of black men and teenagers, most at the hands of the police. And it's not just a perception. A study at Harvard University compared deaths caused by police for black men and white men, starting at age 15. Professor Nancy Krieger spoke via Skype.
Black men compared to white men were from 5 to 19 times at greater risk of a death that was classified as a law enforcement-related death.
Krieger calls the difference absolutely gigantic, which she says means some of these deaths are preventable. The study calls for treating deaths at the hands of police as a public health issue.
It has major repercussions for public health in terms of, obviously, mortality, in terms of trauma, in terms of the impact on the families and communities involved.
The partner of Alton Sterling, killed by police in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, made that point at an emotional press conference after his death.
The individuals involved in his murder took away a man with children who depended upon their daddy on a daily basis.
In order to take a public health approach, these deaths would have to be recorded and evaluated. Right now, they're not. No federal public health agency, not the Centers for Disease Control, not the National Institutes of Health, not the Office of the Surgeon General, keeps this information. Just as importantly, they aren't funded to study them.
We're at a point where we lack even basic descriptive data in this country, and that is not acceptable.
Krieger's study calls first for shooting deaths caused by police to be added to official databases, so they can then be studied and the killings stopped. Carol Pearson, VOA News, Washington.